Hello everyone, Venris here, and we are talking about a final blog today about patch 4.2 for Shadows of Change, the new additions, and the content part is about Kislev. The one that I was the most excited about, being fully honest. Let me just check one thing. Okay, we can start. First of all, the most important thing that we have a date. The update will be released on Thursday, February 22nd, so it's next week. Very cool. Yeah, let's go. As I alluded it to in our last blog on Zinch, the team has been working hard to get this exciting new content into your hands, and we can't wait to hear what you think. Next week, we're thrilled to say that the Black Library author David Garrer is back with a brand new short story of the Witch of Kislev, and on Wednesday we'll be pushing the full patch notes for part 4.2 so that you can get what to expect with the new content. Sorry, that was a very long day. So let's go with the stuff. Kislev 8th edition lore and IP. Ooh, this is long. Let me just check it briefly. If you make grow with Warhammer, it's been a long time fun seeing Kislev, new character in the units at launch. Warhammer 3 was a special moment. Of course it was. I like Kislev because it's based on my culture. Partially, of course. With the additions of Mother Stanka, Hag Witches, and other units in Shadows of Change. This new and hearted ground for the faction was that we worked closely with Games Workshop on forum before the release of Warhammer 3 and thought development on Shadows of Change. This is of course because the old world is back, so I assume all of the things that we are seeing for the Kislev will be also for the old world. Like with many things in life, this means some of the old and it with the new. Okay, we know that many things were changed, yeah, so other races and so on. That's understandable. We knew about the Kislev because this Kislev lore changed a lot since the books, since how they were depicted in this old world, the actual one. So many people are still thinking about Kislev about more primal, I would say, a less magical faction. But it's different right now in actual lore, so we need to just deal with it. And as long as it is good, I'm okay with it. Kislev additions, I think there needs to be first addressed that the elephant in the room when it comes to Kislev, the content that was offered at the launch of Shadows of Change, and it wasn't the lack of new spells lores for Mother Stanka, and the omission of Hag Murders as the generic Lord type. I'll start with the spell lore that we're adding to part 4.2. We know about it, that the lore of Hags will be added. Lore of Hags will be comprised of 6 new spells and the lore attribute focused on both hexing enemy units and overcasting to bless your own. I'll go into more details what each spell does in the section below. This is quite interesting because we already as a mod SFO added it, then we gave it to other modders and you can see the lore of Hags in several different mods. It's a shame that we don't get any mention, at least. I don't see any mentions about that because I think we did really great work with this lore, but happens. Let's check if Mother Ostanka herself, this or no, Mother Ostanka herself is the IP, so I want to inform that the best so I can share you with so she is. How she aids Kislev. Okay. Hag Mother was, this is about the Lord, and there won't be Hag Mother generic Lord, yeah? They said that the Ostanka is their Baba Yaga in the new lore, so she's staying as it is. Okay, which in the lore might close generic options for the Kislevite, more on him later. Yeah, we have a new generic lore for Kislev and it's looking very cool. As for the lore, we have the lore attributes, area of hexes, so Fate of Interlopers actives every time a Hag lore is cast. This is normal. It provides a debuff to enemy units, which will list buff to your own units simultaneously. Quite nice. Spells the Forbidden Fence. Can we get a bigger picture? Wow. Okay. It is okay. This is private. Shame. Okay, that the forest, the graphic is looking very good. Negatively affects enemy speed, charge speed, and vigor. Okay. And positively affects allied. Okay, so it's like a dual lore. I like the idea. So it's debuffing enemy, buffing own, which very cool. So we have a Witch Brew, so this is a wind spell, looking very nice. Damage units in the path and applies the poison contact effect. And damage units in the path applies the contact effect to the friendly units, which heals them, boosting their vigor. Okay, again, and immune to contact effects. Very, very, very cool. Curse of the Ancient Witch, so this is a debuff. Negatively affects enemies' missile, block, chance, armor. Okay, so this is like a normal stats debuff. And abuse and magical attack positive and sound armors and stuff. Okay, very cool. I like the fact that it's dual. This is something new. This is something different. More than I expected, so very, very nice. Vengeance of Spirits. Very good looking animation. Like, very good. Damage enemies. Okay. And you get more winds and... okay, for the spellcaster, for the allies. Okay, that's nice. Cursed Cauldron. Let's look on the animation. This is just like an explosion, and the bombs are going out. Very cool one, and small vertexes. Very, very good looking. Like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. And vortexes don't harm your units no longer. That's a very cool one. Let me just check with the lore if I understand it properly. This spells lore primary and disturbing enemy units, as when overcasting they become argument that use one of the own friends. Okay, I didn't read that. So there is like a normal effect, and when you overcast, they also get an additional effect for you, for your ally. So idea is quite awesome. I will have to say that. Okay, Malediction of Madness. That was the Cauldron. Enemy damage overall and inflicts rampage, very strong, and increased base damage, armor piercing for your stuff. Very, very cool. Lore of Hag, looking outstandingly good. I was not expecting it would be so good, so creative, and at least on those very small not working gifts, they are looking very cool. Druzina, I would say. It's like a mix of Polish and Russian here, so it would be Drazina. W is dead. It's like a dead letter in Polish, so in most cases. So Druzina is a character steeped in the Kislev lore, a lesser noble that lives beyond the walls of Kislev, great cities, and tends to his own lands and his people, ever ready to serve the Tsar or Tsarina. The Druzina are well connected to the nature that surrounds them and bring with them to war items that have been handed down generation by generation. They will act as a great addition to Kislev Lorster, bringing the gap that we had between the boyars, that's important, and the mother Ostanka, who could lead her armies. That was a very big grip because he got boyars, but in lore she should not have them, and so on. Concept art looking very cool. So he's a hybrid lord, very fitting for Kislev as a faction. So he have the axe and the bow, very cool. Hybrid, as I said. Missile unit enchantment, so he's about very fitting for Ashkina Ambushers. Great choice. This actually changes something and links very well into the faction, especially like we talked about the Zinch Lord that was as a base was just okay. Yeah, this one is actually very good idea, and armor replenishment for units, again, very good. Mount Warhorse, very fitting. I like it. The Golden Knight, so we had leaks about it. The Nariska Leisa, legendary hero. I don't know much about her lore, so I need to go into it. But let's read it, so we'll know. Balancing out the legendary heroes and offering Shadows of Change meant us looking for a character to join Kislev ranks. The Golden Knight is a champion of the Ice Queen. This is an honorary rank bestowed to the greatest warrior among the Druzina. Nariska is the daughter of the previous Golden Knight who died at the side of Tsar Boris. As a girl, Nariska learned swordcraft from her father, and yada yada yada. So she's just like a very powerful guardian, very fitting to the lore, so I get the idea. Sadly, don't know in-game image. Same with Druzina. Quite interesting. Why? The patch is being released next week. Maybe they want to give us a surprise, but the model is looking also very cool, very fitting. So Bodyguard, exceptional protection, using her defending abilities and stats to increase the durability of nearby friendly lords and heroes. So most likely very powerful guardian abilities. Inspiration, The more damage sustained by the Golden Knight, the more determined surrounding friendly units become to fight on. Okay, so we have this ability right now with the... I don't remember if... I think Shadows have changed that. There is an effect that less damage you have, more damage you received. Chaos Wars had it, sorry. The higher the effect is. So Duelist, powerful sword arrow to toe-to-toe with Melee Lord. So she's having a very low AoE in terms of attack mechanically in the game, so she can deal more damage to single entities. Okay, let's go to the units, because this is also quite interesting. Kislevite Warriors. We've come to better understand that not every DLC in there needs to be centerpiece monster and head in the other direction, with this new unit pledging a much needed lower tier infantry gap. Great decision, because Kislev was needing such a low unit like Kislevite Warriors that are just melee normal infantry, not in hybrid. Very, very, very good choice. Shame, no image in game just yet, but it's looking good on the concept art at least. And this is the unit that we have partially in FSFO, a bit different version, but very, very good choice. I think DLC should not always be like about the strongest units, power, creep, things like that. There sometimes needs some weaker units, like for example the Empire God archers that are quite useful for the roster. So they are cheap, anti-large and frontline troopers. Not much to really explain here. And they are not hybrid units, so it's great. This is what is quite interesting. New Frostworm unit and mount, and it's a bit... it's fitting with the faction overall, but you see in a minute why I'm a bit like confused here. You maybe recognize this name if you have never ventured into Norsca or played a campaign of theirs. Now called a Chaos Frost Dragon, the Norscan unit is very different to Kislev's true Frost Worm. Yeah, Kislev has Frost Dragon, that is just sadly the Chaos Dragon reskin. A hulking flightless beast, deadly in combat, with its massive fanged jaws, styling jaws, and vicious lashing tail. The Frostworm acts as both as individual unit or a mode for Katarina or her ice witches. We heard that the Katarina is getting the Ice Sledge, and I was very excited for that, but now we have the Katarina on Frostworm also. And this is the Frostworm. This is the only image, but mind that we have the actual in-game image of him and much higher resolution than the Zinch units images. And I will say that he's looking quite amazing. I agree that he's looking quite amazing, but he's not looking Kislevite. Okay, I cannot get to the grip that Kislev is so freaking magical. Like, yeah, I get the idea, because we have a frost a bear, so why not a frost worm right now? It's a bit grippy. It's looking great. It's a cool addition, but I don't think it's something that fits. But fully honest, I would rather have a Frostworm than the Centigors, the thing that we talked on the last blog, yeah? Okay, so let me check on the lore, because I never heard about such a creature. So, Frostworms are creatures of the magic who primarily roots in the cracks of Shargun. Swift and sinuous, who slip away in the warmest parts of the year in hibernation, venturing out... Terror bears hibernation. Venturing out onto the oblast to hunt prey when the weather is as its coldest. Their natural prey are the wandering, herbivorous beasts, which are easily devoured whole by an adult frost worm in times of famine. They have been known to consume chaos beasts, so taking savage delight in the chopping down a troll or a minotaur when the need arises. As I said, Unity is looking great. I have a grip that I'm just an old Kislev lore guy, you know, but this is the addition that I would rather have than the Centigors, things like that, as we spoke. Those two new units for Kislev, very good addition overall, let's just face it. And as we move on, Court Sledge Mount 3 DLC, amazing thing, and I hope it will replace the burst, but let's read about it. I can tell you how pleased the team are to be finally releasing the Court Sledge in a game for you. All it's been on our wishlist, like many of yours, for some time since the launch of Warhammer 3. Katarina will now rightly be able to nip across the snow-covering plains, hills and mountains of her lands. Playing will only need Total War Warhammer 3 to access their piece of free content. The escort train's fourth sledge is drawn by mighty steeds, which breath like a winter wind, and whose flankers shimmer with glittering icicle. I have a problem with reading today. I don't know why. I hope it replaces the bear. Sadly, she's getting the worm, so I don't think anyone will take the sledges. The worm is just looking way cooler and yeah, interesting. Like the wind, 6 steeds, knights, indomitable. Enemy infantry effect is of disturbing, so this is normal. Ice Guard crew, 2 members of Ice Guard with their bows, very cool. So they will be shooting. Yeah, it's on art. It's looking good. We shall see how it's in game. Okay. Let's go to the end notes and we'll read about everything and how I think about these additions. I hope you enjoyed learning about the all new characters, units and spells coming to Kislev, as I have an added threat for you lore lovers out there next week, and that I touched on the start of this blog. I really have a problem with reading today. We have once again partnered with Black Rivalry novelist David Gamry to bring you a wonderful dark tale, The Things of the Woods. In the Woods. Okay, I'm not reading. You can read it by yourself. I don't know. My brain is not working today, but we have a slide bar to see before and after effect of stuff with the DLC. Let's check it out. So, we have a sledge here. Okay, so the sledge is looking cool. We have this. So we have a better art here. Okay, I cannot open the graphics. Shame. So we have a Xanagor's old one. So this is the Gatemaster hero, Kislevite troops. This is the new legendary hero, the Lion, the new Changebringers, the Frostworm. They're looking like from one faction. The Phoenix one, the legendary hero, Katarina Sledges, new generic lord, generic hero, Centigor, and the Boyar, new Boyar. I don't know his name. What was his name? Sorry. His name was Ruzina. Okay, so those Kislev news are way better than the news about the Zinch, for me at least, in terms of the units. The units are more interesting. After the DLC releases, I would like to compare which faction just won the DLC, because it's looking very different right now after those changes. But overall, I like the Kislev stuff. The lore is looking amazing. The new hero idea is very good, very fitting, especially for the Ashkina Ambushers that are here. We also have this new legendary hero that's looking interesting, Ice Sledges, and the Frostworm and I'm a bit dubious about it because I'm an old Kislev lover, but I really wonder, what are you thinking about the Frostworm and overall about those Kislev additions? It's looking very good. Big reminder, it's being released on February 22nd, so next week. And overall, I'm quite interested in this one. It's looking very good. Shame that there is really no information about the campaign stuff, because as you all remember, the Ostankia mechanics for the campaign were not the best. Yeah, so more units are very cool, but we don't have any information if we are getting any campaign changes, and that really worries me a bit, because Changeling and Ostankia needed some campaign changes to make those campaigns better. Like Yuan Bow were great, all the changes with UNBO. I have no grip with UNBO, only the fact that the harmony changes should be just added to all the cafe factions. But overall, I think that it's looking good. The DLC is going to be better with those additions for sure, and next week we'll be able everyone to check it by. Okay, as I said, this is a question to you. What do you think about this last final DLC additions and all of those additions? And just a reminder, end of this month we have a free new postcards, hand-painted drawn by Shimon of the Deathmaster Snitch, Torgrim, and Torgrim Farting. Deathmaster Snitch, you only need to be an SFO patron to be able to win those. And yep, that would be all. Remember to leave a comment, subscribe, and all of this YouTube jazz if you like our videos, and you can always support on SFO Patreon. The link is always on the below on this video. Okay, I was Venris, and I'm out. Have a nice day.